I'm Ashlyn and I'm a former resident of the children's shelter. As a child, I didn't really know what a normal home life was, but now that I'm older, I know that it was different. My parents were divorced when I was 2 years old, and so my mom met someone just a year later, and at first he seemed like a nice guy, and we got along, and he had anger issues, though it got violent. My mom and stepdad had 3 more children, except I took the role of being the mother instead of my mom and stepdad. Someone was always fighting in the house, but the drugs made it worse. Things started to get physical. He started hitting and pushing my mom. The police were at the house all the time. He actually tried to commit suicide in front of me, my 3 siblings, and my mom. We always lived in fear. We never knew what was going to happen next. I suffered from anxiety and actually had to go on medication for it. He never hurt me or the kids physically, but I always had dreams, really bad dreams where he would do terrible things to us. So I was always afraid to go to sleep. The hardest part was my mom always took him back, no matter what he did. She always chose him over me. I had to be the parent of my sister and my 2 little brothers. I had the choice of going to my real dad's, but instead I stayed there to take care of them. I had to make sure that their needs were met, that they were fed, that they were safe. I was their protector. I had to grow up way too fast. I don't remember having a lot of fun times. I was always trying to keep the peace, keep the kids safe. School was my one safe place. I was really good at it, but I didn't have many close friends because they couldn't relate to what I was experiencing. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in 10th grade and they came to get me out of softball, so I knew it was bad. My mom and my stepdad had gotten in a really bad public fight and she was arrested. I was just so scared that me and my siblings were going to be split up. That day we were put into foster care. The caseworker tried to explain to me where we were going, the Northwest Arkansas Children's Shelter, but I had never heard of that, so I didn't know what to think about it. He told me that there were different wings, but I didn't understand. I figured we would never see each other. We would each go in a big room with a bunch of strangers and just be separate. But when we got there, it was nothing like we expected. As we walked to each wing to drop off my sister and my brothers, they all looked like homes. The staff and the kids on the wings were so friendly. They were automatically friends that knew exactly what my siblings were going through. Once we got settled in, they even let me go rock my little brother to sleep. This really helped me in my emotion just to know that my little sister and brothers were happy. We only stayed there 10 days, but it was a good 10 days. I was able to relax. I finally had 10 days where my life wasn't flipped upside down. I didn't have to worry about food, clean clothes, a bed to sleep in. They just gave us all those things. They even had a school for my little sister and brothers. The school was great for my sister and brothers because they didn't have to go to a new school and answer all the questions of being a new kid. It was really important for me to stay in my school. The staff made sure that I made it to and from school. But while I was there, I didn't have to worry about my siblings because I knew they were in good hands. It was really important to me to see that the kids were having fun. They could finally just be normal kids. There was always something to do. They played games in the rec room, they went ice skating, they got to tell me all about it. They could see me whenever they needed to. We left just a few days before Christmas, but they still sent us home with large bags of Christmas presents. It was nice to be around adults that genuinely cared about us, and they showed that. It was great not to feel alone. The staff and the kids were like family to us. If I needed help with homework, I just had to ask. It was good to finally feel safe. I hadn't felt safe in a long time. I was finally not in fight or flight mode. I had finally trusted everyone around me. Hope for a better future was a new thing to me. I just knew I wanted a better life. When I have kids, I never want them to go through what I went through. My life is finally going better. I never dreamed my life could get so much better so fast. I feel very blessed. Since I left the children's shelter, my life has been so much better. After a month of living with my aunt, the charges were dropped and we were able to go back to my mom's house. Things still weren't great with her. It was really tense. So I moved in with my dad so I could focus on school. I graduated last May and made the honors list. I have a great job. I'm working on my associate's degree at Northwest Arkansas Community College, where I'm on the dean's list, and I plan to transfer to the U of A to be a neonatal nurse practitioner. And I'm getting married in May to my wonderful fiance, Dakota. My mom divorced my stepdad, and she's in a healthy relationship with a new guy. And she's a much better parent to my 3 siblings. We actually get along a lot better now. And finally, we are medication-free. We don't have anxiety, depression, or any panic disorders. I'm really glad there was a place like the Northwest Arkansas Children's Shelter whenever we needed it. Overall, the Children's Shelter just gave us a better outlook on life. I really needed that 10 days just to calm down and relax. Without those 10 days, I really think we would have had a different story, and not a good one.